So today we're going to review this, my Leatherman Micra Multi-Tool. So if I'm honest, I'm not a big fan of multi-tools. I have many of them. For instance, I have this Leatherman Wave. Has pliers, knife, scissors, screwdrivers, that thing that does stuff to horses' hooves. It even comes with a bit kit, which means you can do Allen keys, all that sort of stuff. It's big and it's bulky, as is this one here. This is my Gerber something, another big tool with a big knife and all these things. They have their place, but at the moment I'm packing for a bike trip that's coming up, New Zealand, in January for 3 months. And I'm going to explain why this is the tool that's going to be coming with me. Right, let's go over some stats. So, first of all, it's made from 420 HC stainless steel. It weighs 51 grams, which is 1.8 ounces. When it's closed like this, it's 6.35 centimeters long by 1.9 centimeters wide by 1 centimeter thick. That's 2.5 by 0.75 by 0.4 inches. This one is the original unfinished version, but it comes in different colours now. I've seen red, blue, I don't know what else. I probably would go with them just because it's easier to find them. If you leave them on the floor, you're less likely to leave them behind at a campsite. So first of all, this has a little keyring attachment here, which I never use. I found if you attach this to your keys, the keys just get in the way when you're trying to use it. I've seen little pouch things you can attach to key rings, which you can then remove this from and use. And that makes more sense to me. So I carry this little thing with me every day. It's always in my pocket. And I use it every day as well. Mainly the scissors. So these are spring loaded. And they're very sharp. And they're quite big as well. They're not toy scissors like you get on a lot of multi-tools, even some Swiss Army knives. The scissors are the most useful day-to-day tool for me. Opening packages, cutting cordage, things like that. When I'm on hikes or long through hikes, anything like that, scissors are useful for just opening packages. You don't need, in my opinion, a big knife. You don't want to be carrying anything heavy, particularly when you're on a long through hike. When you're on a bike ride, same thing. You may think pliers would be useful on a multi-tool, but pliers destroy bolts and things like that. That's not what they're designed for. I always supplement my toolkit on the bike with this, a pair of Knipex. These are just channel lock sort of things. These are fantastic and they do a much better job. Also, we've always got one of these. Everyone has little multi-tools for their bikes with all the Allen keys and things like that on there. So you're not looking to replace that or double up. This is why I like this tool for bike rides. Always looking for efficiency as well on long through rides or through hikes. You need a pair of scissors anyway for your meds kit, for cutting bandages, things like that. Also, it's important, I've learned, to keep your toes in good condition. I suffer from ingrowing toenails, and these are good for keeping your nails trimmed. That leads us into the next tool, which I'll talk about, which is this. So that helps with keeping your toes clean as well, your toenails, and a good file. Right, so let's go through some of the other tools. We started with this. So we've done the file and the toe cleaner thing. Next you have this, another useful tool. It's a flathead screwdriver, but I tend to use it more as a little pry bar thing, just prizing caps off things, and it's surprising how often I do use that. So I find that very useful. Here we go with the knife. Tiny, tiny little blade. It's not locking and it's small, so it's a UK carry knife. You wouldn't think it, but these things aren't, simply because they lock. So, strictly speaking, that's illegal to carry in the UK unless you've got a good reason. Whereas you can with this. I don't use the knife much, but it's always handy to have it. As I said, scissors do 99% of all the jobs for me on this tool. This is useful. Some would say essential, some being me. So a bottle opener. You always have to have a bottle opener. And then a tiny little flathead screwdriver, which is great for repairing glasses, things like that, tightening the arms. I do use that quite a bit. Here we go. Although it doesn't look like it, this is a Phillips screwdriver. Very useful, sort of a two-dimensional Phillips screwdriver, but can also be used as a flathead as well. last but not least, tweezers. So if you're out and about, you get a thorn, something like that. You could even use that for removing ticks. It's not ideal. You're better off with a proper tick removal tool, but you know, you've got to use what you've got. That is a useful little tool as far as I'm concerned. So there's not much on this. It's very basic, but it's light and it's not bulky. And really, this is all you need. You don't need this. Now, this is me, obviously. If you do more than I do outdoors or you work outdoors, I'm sure you can find a good reason for taking a large tool like this. But for me, for a sort of everyday carry sort of thing, or going on long through hikes, through rides, things like that, I love this thing. So it looks like these could be undone and then you could service this, which is important, I think. I did have a quick look online to see if you could buy replacement blades, but you can't. It comes with a 25-year warranty, and I've heard the Leatherman warranty is very good. It doesn't cover things like misuse, but then what should? I think it's just manufacturer defects. I imagine if stuff just broke over time, they would fix it for you. And I did check, in the UK there's a UK mailing address, so it's not as if it's a difficult process or expensive. Sometimes with these things, the lifetime warranties, it costs as much as they're worth to send it off. I don't know if I went over cost, but these are £54.95, so not cheap. And it's about $50 in the US, so you know, you're getting a much better deal over there. I also forgot to show you that it has a little ruler on here. There we go. As you can see, that goes up to 5 inches, and it's got centimeters and inches. So yeah, just another little addition. So there we have it. That concludes the review. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It's meant to be brief. All of the reviews on this channel are just quick, to the point. There's a lot more information about this thing on YouTube. In fact, there's millions of videos where they go into great depths. But I wanted to give you a feel for why I like it and why I'm going to be taking it on this bike to New Zealand in January 2025. I have a 1,900 mile bike ride, and that'll be coming with me. If you'd like to see that trip, have a look in the description below. There's a link to my main channel, so please subscribe there too. And subscribe to this one, it's all free. I think that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.